Welcome to Ghostly Gazette. Today we're bringing you 3 spine-chilling stories that will make you question what lies beyond the veil. From eerie reflections to ghostly encounters, these tales are sure to leave you on the edge of your seat. So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the unknown with Ghostly Gazette. It was a chilly evening when I found myself standing at the end of a dimly lit hallway in my friend's apartment building. The fluorescent lights flickered overhead, casting eerie shadows along the walls. As I glanced down the hallway, a shiver ran down my spine. There at the far end stood a tall mirror reflecting the faint glow of the lights. But it wasn't the mirror itself that sent chills down my spine, it was the figure standing in front of it. I froze in place, my heart pounding in my chest, as I stared at the reflection of myself. But it wasn't quite right. The figure in the mirror seemed distorted, twisted somehow, with a sinister grin plastered across its face. It was like looking into a funhouse mirror, only there was nothing fun about it. Fear gripped me as I watched the figure move, its movements mirroring my own, but with an unsettling delay. I couldn't tear my eyes away from the reflection, a sense of dread creeping over me with each passing moment. It felt like hours had passed before I finally mustered the courage to break away and flee from the hallway, my heart racing as I stumbled back into the safety of my friend's apartment. But the image of that twisted reflection lingered in my mind, haunting me long after I had left the building. Later that night, unable to shake the feeling of unease, I broached the subject with my friend. I asked him about the strange mirror at the end of the hallway, expecting him to laugh it off or offer some rational explanation. But his response sent a chill down my spine. He looked at me with a puzzled expression and told me there were no mirrors in the hallways of his apartment building. I felt a cold knot form in the pit of my stomach as the realization sank in. I had seen something that wasn't supposed to be there, a creepy reflection of myself that defied explanation. Was it a trick of the light? A figment of my imagination? Or something far more sinister lurking in the shadows of that hallway? I couldn't shake the feeling that I had stumbled upon something beyond my understanding that night, leaving me questioning my own sanity. It was a typical evening, much like any other. I found myself simmering with frustration as I prepared to take our dog out for his nightly walk. My brother had neglected his responsibility yet again, leaving me to pick up the slack. I was seething with annoyance as I made my way downstairs to the building lobby, the dog eagerly trotting beside me. As I reached the lobby, I was startled to see my brother standing there, accompanied by a friend I didn't recognize. His presence only added fuel to the fire of my irritation. He had the audacity to ask for the house keys, presumably to gain access to our apartment. But in my state of annoyance, I refused him without hesitation, my anger boiling over. With a resigned sigh, my brother explained that he was thirsty, hoping to appeal to my sympathy. But I was unmoved, my resolve unyielding, as I turned on my heel and walked away, leaving him standing there with his request unfulfilled. Returning home, I expected to find my brother waiting for me, perhaps ready to apologize for his oversight. But to my surprise, he was nowhere to be found. Confusion gnawed at the edges of my mind as I stepped through the threshold of our apartment, my thoughts consumed by the strange encounter in the lobby. It was then that the phone rang, shattering the silence of the evening. With a sense of foreboding, I picked up the receiver, my heart pounding in my chest. The voice on the other end delivered news that sent a chill down my spine. My brother was in the hospital, suffering from a severe asthma attack and in need of my company. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning, sending shivers down my spine. Had I unwittingly brushed shoulders with something otherworldly in the lobby that evening? Was the figure I encountered truly my brother, or something far more sinister masquerading in his form? It was just another day, like any other. I found myself beneath my truck, lost in the task at hand. The only thing supporting the weight of the vehicle was a precarious jack, a decision that, in hindsight, seemed foolish and reckless. But in the moment, I was focused solely on the task before me, oblivious to the danger lurking just inches above. As I worked beneath the truck, a strange sensation washed over me, a sudden, inexplicable urge to abandon my task and retreat from beneath the vehicle. It was a nagging feeling, persistent and undeniable, tugging at the corners of my mind with an urgency I couldn't ignore. With a sense of unease gnawing at my gut, I made the decision to heed the instinctual warning and extricate myself from beneath the truck. No sooner had I emerged from the shadowy confines beneath the chassis than disaster struck. A sickening crash reverberated through the air as the truck plummeted to the ground, the jack slipping from its precarious perch. My heart pounded in my chest as the reality of what had just transpired sunk in. I had narrowly escaped a brush with death, saved by nothing more than a gut feeling and a stroke of luck. The sight of the fallen truck sent a chill down my spine, but it was nothing compared to the fear that gripped my father's heart when he realized what could have been. His eyes widened in shock, his voice trembling with the weight of what could have been lost. And as we recounted the harrowing ordeal to my mother upon her return home, her reaction sent shockwaves through the room. Tears streamed down my mother's face, her sobs echoing in the stillness of the room. It was then that she revealed the chilling truth, that the spot where the truck had fallen was the very same spot where the previous owner had met his untimely demise, crushed beneath the weight of a vehicle in the very driveway where I had narrowly escaped a similar fate. The revelation sent shivers down my spine, the hairs on the back of my neck standing on end. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the supernatural on Ghostly Gazette. If you enjoyed these spooky stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thrilling content. And remember, the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and keep exploring the unknown with Ghostly Gazette.